January 7th, 12:52 p.m., Wright and Company Law Offices. So how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? Got a bit crazy in there. A bit crazy is a very big understatement, Maya. I just wonder if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. But wait, the old man has more to say. No, he's going to the old folks' home, Shady Pines. All we know that is what Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionitis? Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah! We gotta find England for Maggie, or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. Quick, Maya, grow up into Mia again to shut him up. Oh, brother. No, I think he's probably gone to the old folks' home now. Well, I'm officially at a loss as to where to start. God damn it, Wolf. Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first. I guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony into some sort of use. Yeah, that's true. And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress who the victim really was. Somehow I think the key to this case has got to be at Tribulations. Well then, let's go back there and check it out again. Oh, and we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing too. So, anything on your mind? The power of institution cannot be denied. It can be denied one way or another. Actually, there is something. Huh? I was wondering about Zin Elp. You know, what he's like and stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that guy. I had to beat you so hard I feel like you was smooching the express train! Phoenix Wright? You were saying you, Phoenix Wright? Because I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only! Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger. Huh? You did? What'd you find out? Oh yeah, Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into Don Fonione? Oh brother, I'm walking here! Sorry, Mo. Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. What's that guy's story anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? Probably gonna take a while to get us in the Japanese version of the game that he's supposed to be a Yakuza member, but with that accent, he's probably part of some kind of Italian mob. Well, anyway, who's hanging around here? Looks like Gumshoe's not here. Never mind that. What's going on? It feels different in here somehow. It's not affiliated with any gang. Could have fooled me. Probably the brawn more than the brains. You think? Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? Call the officers for a briefing, quick! Can't you shut down the station's server? Chief, quit playing on the internet! But my email pen pal, Leet as Prince. Oh my god, if that is salmonella for some reason or another, oh good grief. Save it for later, I'm turning it off now! No! Leet it as in princess. Everyone's busy busy in here, huh? Keeping busy, more like panicking if you ask me. Something's going on, something big. He's mumbling something to himself. Even pickpockets can have their pockets picked. That's a keeper. Gotta go with something that doesn't sound too much like a slogan. He must be coming up with slogans from crime prevention campaign. Lead Asian princess. That's probably what I was supposed to be. Welcome on in, Metro. Hope you're doing well today. But I'm not even sure he even knows what kind of crime he's trying to prevent. He looks lost now that the power to his computer has been cut. Oh, well, I guess I'll just have to write her a real letter instead of an email. Alternatively, you could write up some reports, just a suggestion. Dear elite Asian princess, how are you? I'm okay. How was the show last night? Wow, what an awesome job. Maybe I should send in my resume and become a chief. That would be a dangerous thing. Poster of a female police officer. Wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad. Related to rich, crazy Asians? Maybe. Although this game came out way earlier, but then again, it wouldn't be the first time something from pop culture managed to get retroactively referenced in a game. Hence the boot to the head. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we got questions to ask her too! Maggie! Maggie! Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Well, off to Tribulations then. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime too. That's it. Come on, come on, come on! Hey, that sounds like... Now just call all at 8, pal! Come on, I know you can! It's the dick again! He's really getting worked up about something. Exactly. No, that's the wrong number! Ugh. Looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff! What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Is he playing the lottery? Some kind of scratch-off lottery? Huh? Oh, it's you! I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here! He is, and he's having the twin tea set. What can I say? He was dicking around, and apparently has some moolah to spend if he's here having lunch. This is a nightmare! How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today? Sorry, there weren't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? Would you have preferred crumbly aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case already has been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So, did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean. Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe! I hate him, sir! I mean it! I don't ever want to see him again! Something like that. Whoa. Whoa! Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... I can't believe that, Dick! Why? Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. He's gonna be like Von Karma in a hot second. Oh, man, poor Gumshoe. So, did you like the twin tea set? I've never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, for $20, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, really. It was delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. I just realized. It's bad! That's it! It tasted bad! Just kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you pay $20 for it, you know? Maybe he should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey, Nick, maybe that's why Glenn came here. Maybe he heard about the Super Fierce Twin set. If by fierce you mean fearsome, speaking of Glenn L, that reminds me, we still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? So, what were you all excited about earlier? Huh? That's right, you said you were listening to radio or something. Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe, you can tell a little old me. What are you listening to? Nothing, really. It was just a daily exercise show. A psychoc lock? What the? A psych lock? This Love Specials lobster sure is great. Then why are there tears to your eyes? Take that! Psych... I don't know what I said. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to? No way, pal. Now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not gonna tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to... Do I have it happening? Something like this? Take that! I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glenn Elk did. It's like you can see right through me! Huh? I've cracked him already? See, pal, that's why I said I was nothing. Oh, boy. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how'd it go? I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all and half a lousy buck. I was so mad! Yeah, I know the feeling. About the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elk, see? They've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal. Pity Health Restore. Oh, brother. I bet that's what Mr. Elk was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30. More like pity cross-examination with this guy, pal. And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah, look at this flyer when I bought the ticket. Millionaire radio flyer added to the court record. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Millionaire radio, that sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money. Let's look at the court record here. 1:30, 2:30. He was apparently listening to the radio, probably for this. Oh yeah, right. Profile. This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at a place where he worked. What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? He wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So, have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. Or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. I wonder about that. It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? Well, with a name like that, I wonder. What the flying hell? What is this place? Notes littered on the... Wow, this place is so high-tech, you can almost smell the electricity in the air. It's a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know. Who are you? Oh, who are you? Oh, hello. I'm sorry, access is restricted to authorized personnel only. Okay, I can't tell if this is just a woman that is very decked out, or if she could be an android. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show? What the fuck? My name is Lisa Basil. Or Basil. I'm the company director. The director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. Is that supposed to be a reference to that one anime? And that thing over her eye. Isn't that the same device as Glenn Eld's? A scouter. That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD. What the hell is a DMH? All of my programmers here at Blue Screens Inc. are supplied with HMDs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. Don't mind her. Oh, brother. So what exactly is this firm's business? I will try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management. It doesn't matter, they analyze stuff. You got that much right. The software we produce is distributed on CDs. Oh, brother! On CDs? That's not very high-tech nowadays. CDs? Yes, compact disc. Digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It's a small firm, but not all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? What the fuck? This guy looks like a zombie. Would you prefer floppy disks? That's even worse! The game did originally come out in like 2004. Yeah, no, that much I remember. I'm researching the impact of on logical isostates of global variables. Obviously, program structure heavily influences response time and performance, so the codependence of global variables and memory overheads is important to the success of the execution. Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved with. Did you good people follow all that? Yeah. Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. Hey, I'm in the same boat as her. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Inc. Oh. How about Mr. Elg's desk? Have you cleared it out already? No, not yet. It's this one, right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful for you, you are welcome to take it. I guess there might be a clue here somewhere. Hey, look, Nick, it's a supercomputer. It looks like they're really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya. Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise the computer will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling. Nah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever word I'm looking for. This office was designed with a futuristic field in mind. Futuristic? Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. It helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horse to win in a given race. They're horse racing tickets. Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets, though. Oh boy, did this guy have a gambling addiction? Over 500 of them! Good grief! These fake tickets would get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up when you tried to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry then. Hey, this calendar. What about it? If it's another hint about tidying, you can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else? Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger. The tiger? Well, that... I wonder... court record... Okay, we don't have that. We don't have that guy's profile, but there was a tiger motif on his shirt. He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he? Wow, I bet that's where our pro and programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. You got Lisa's profile if you want to look. Lisa? Oh, right, hey, it's Basil. Maybe I could become an old CD's apprentice. And what about your spirit medium training? Really? There's nothing else to look at here? Huh. Age unknown, CEO of Blue Screens Inc. and Glenn Elg's boss. Absolutely not a robot. Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected. Super admin restricted desktop access password protected? What? This is madness! No, Maya, that is Sparta. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word. A code word? Sesame! If it's not Sesame, then it must be her mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. There's no point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. I guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should focus on asking about Glenn Elg. What do you say? About Mr. Elg. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from one or two bugs in his personality. Did you not get the reference they made? Sparta? Unfortunately, I think that might have gone over my head. Oh, like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. When Maya said this is madness, this is Sparta. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got it now. What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would say he was a genius, so he was really no trouble at all. Model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. Ow, hey, come on! We've got to find out what this trouble was exactly. Nope. Nope. We don't have the evidence of what his trouble is yet. Okay. Alright, well, let's head back to ABN. Sorry, pal, I can't disconnect the case. Hey, I thought you said you were going to help us out. I can't help you out if I don't have any info. Yeah, I suppose the retrial has only just begun. Nope. Hey, are you putting this up for sale, pal? No! Why would you even want a busted-up scooter like this anyway? Yeah, plus the seat's all covered in pigeon poop. Who cares? If it runs, that's all that matters to me. My phony was riding this bike. Maybe if I head back to the park, it'll be there again. Uh-huh. I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? Maybe he went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway, at least not for now. Besides, any more seeds today, and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Hey, check this out. I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you, otherwise you might be in for a shock. My phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine, a tiger, loose in the city! Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick, lost in a vast urban jungle. Huh? Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep-talk me into becoming my phony? Hey look, pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Do you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't become symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one by a smidge, Maya. So fruity. It's not a bad thing besides. I love apples. They're among my favorites. And that apple slide is perfect for you. And what's so... Yeah, I already heard this tidbit. Yeah, this orange reminds me of what? That you're supposed to eat a lot of them to ward off colds in the winter. You can't have fun during the holidays if you're sick in bed, you know. So you get fun. If we can get Maggie, maybe we can all get together sometime. Okay, but what do we... Hey, and someone who's never even won a game of tic-tac-toe. How about we change the rules a bit, then? We could play Old Maid, and... we could say the person who's left with the Old Maid at the end is the winner. How's that? Not bad. Not bad at all. Could even rename the game to Fair Maiden. Let's see if Maggie happens to be available at the detention center. Nope. Oh boy, here we go again. Loop arounds. Wait, kitchen. Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. I'll be back next month. Oui, naturellement. I'll be waiting for you. If you haven't gotten it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. No! I will have everything ready, I promise! I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. No, don't stop it, I beg you! Then don't let me down. I'll be watching you. This is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Oh no, you don't have to worry. You know, you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It's the oil of sandalwood. I do love raw meat from time to time. Ah! I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil on my body before I becomes a nervous wreck. Oh, oui. Yeah, that feels good. Oh, ooh la la! Excuse-moi, mon Dieu. My eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need this, la oil of sandalwood. Is this just the leftovers of what you were just Isn't this just the leftovers of what you were just using? You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? No, right, monsieur, but perhaps this is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? Voice channeling. That way, I can give you my undivided attention to cook for you, la dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right, business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem, people do not understand it. They think it is tray. This is why people think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays? Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? But the restaurant is my life. It's everything to me. I will defend it to la finale. No one will take it from me. So, who was that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Ah, well, yes. Sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful. Are you kidding me, Maya? Polite? Graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? I'll be back next month. Wait, that's relevant. I will be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. No, I will have everything ready, I promise! Now that I think about it, hey, Maya, I think that's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well then, let's show him that piece of evidence and see what happens. Probably he has something to do with this. So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with their broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. Oui, they kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? With what? Must be unsure. If I did not owe them their money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. I tell you, that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with less salad garnish. Ew, I hope he doesn't mean that. He'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. I'm gonna guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Ah! Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. The woman who was here earlier, I take it she's, why, as it comes to this, what a tragedy. Someday I find myself so deep in la dette, it's a sign of la bad world we live in, huh? No, I'd say it's more of a sign of la bad culinary skills. The woman who was here, the scary woman, she's from la loan office. Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui. Tender lender, it is called. Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. So Tender Lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they got anything to do with this case. I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like a slave. I have to do everything that he tells me. Who's this he? La Tiger. The Tiger? Oui, he is the manager of the Tender Lender, a terrifying man, la big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. That I'm walking here kind of accent? Yeesh. As soon as I hear the noise of that battered old scooter, I start to cry. A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter? Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh, no. This man is a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, oui, it does have less spiky hair, just like you. Oui, there is a resemblance here, I suppose. You only think he talks like that because you gave him the voice. Well, I read the lines, and yeah. That's the best I could think of. Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all. If you want to visit Le Tender Lender, it's just beyond the Vitamin Square. Hey, Nick, if you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. We've got a big meeting starting in a bit. About Maggie's case, you mean? No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside. Okay. Well, see you later then. Bye! You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I kinda got a favor to ask. It's a big one. Favor? Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. I was kinda hoping you'd give this to her for me. What is it? It almost looks like cocktail weenies and rice? It's a lunchbox. I got it up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looks like she's lost a lot of weight. Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are here? There's not a person on Earth who could down this much meat. You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juiciness. So will you give it to her? It took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal. I can't exactly say no, can I? I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie. Gotta eat his meat. He's finally gone. Still no sign of Maggie here, so back to... Win through compromise. Oh, boy. Wait a second. This place gives off a real strange vibe, doesn't it? Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that it is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Talk about creepy voice. It makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. You're here to discuss a loan? No, not exactly. The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. She's gone, just like that. I guess we'll just have to come back another time. But this is a perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around, okay? Do you think it'll be okay? Of course! No one will ever know. Coffee? Yeah, stretch. As much as hello, Time Blink, welcome on in. Oh, holy moly, what a stretch. No, I'll be fine without it. Ah! I'll leave it here for you to enjoy, quietly. Yes, thank you. Do not touch the desk, please. Nick, let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here? Also, do read the blue text when you get items. They occasionally change and get funny. Really? What's this? It's a punching bag. What? No way! You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that! In the theater right now waiting for the amazing digital circus movie. Oh, hope you enjoy it. Hope that it looks fun. Happy success. Oh, brother. I'll only allow that just because of the coincidental fact of today being June 7th. But that's the only leniency you'll ever get from me on that thing. What? No way! You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that. What do you mean, walking around? The design's gross to start with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. And why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger eggs are in? I knew it. I was right before, back at Tribulations. Paris fashion is more my thing. I really, really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. Let's see. This round doll thing is called a Daruma, I think. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured in case you're wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always write himself. Go on, Nick. Give him a good shove. Only if I feel like dying. Now, this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king? Trinidad 7-6. So my 6th of July. Fuck all this. Oh, brother. Not that I'm expert or anything. I'm more of a reverse eye person, you know? Assuming she knows what she's talking about. These aren't exactly your typical monster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they? Hey! There's a piece of paper sticking out from under here. What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on this car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane! The car is registered to the Cadaverinis? Huh? So it's not even the Tiger's car? Why would someone else repair bill be in the Tiger's office? Win through compromise? I wonder what that's supposed to mean. It must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that. Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. that... Ah! That's tender letter's guiding principle. Oh? Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you, Nick? Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever have to explain to their customers. Oh no, someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. That's gonna be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. Accidentally knocked over a real space heater, really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How did she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy? Oh, hey! There's a book of matches here, too. Matches, huh? Places don't give out those much out nowadays. Hey, wait a second! What is it? Look what's printed on its cover. It says, Tribulations. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use it. Yeah! The pilot light for our office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. Her lone place is worse than your bank. What do you mean, worse than my bank? I would like to think we're a league's better than this place. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug. It's solid gold, Nick. Gold! Just look at that shine. Only real gold shines like that. Would you really want such a shiny desk, though? I don't know, but let's see what it's like to sit on a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled. That's because it's completely dazzling. I can see my nose in the reflection. That's gotta be really distracting. So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. There's a CD player on this desk, but the desk is so loud, it's a wonder you can hear it. The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee? Ah! Yes, thanks. It was lovely. So, you drank it all. If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup. That coffee was laced with something. I'm almost sure of it. Nick, my stomach! It's killing me! Oh, wait. Maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast. I sure hope so. We better take a look at that CD while we still are alive and have the chance. What the? What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claude the Tiger? It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber. What? This must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. No way. That woman will make us drink more coffee if we do. Hey, look at this Parisian-style coat. It's so cheap. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this. This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. Same color as my suit. Ah! Keep your voice down, Maya. Nick, you've got to take a look at this. Some cake. Ah! I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly, otherwise... Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure. I have my eye on you, only so I can take care of you. Understand? Jeez. Was this girl taken out of a Yandere simulation? What the hell? I'm scared, Nick. So? What were you getting so excited about before? Look on the lapel of his suit. That's an attorney's badge. A very cheap cardboard cutout at that. Is the tiger a lawyer? No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? Ah! Come out from under the desk, Maya. What are you two snooping around in my office for? Nothing. We were just... Ah! My precious carpet use got ash on my rug. You gotta wish your ugly feet never came through my door. It wasn't us. It was Ori like that. You wanna argue with me? Is that what you do when you drink? You think you can take me on? I'ma flatten you two into pancakes and turn you into my neurons! Ah! Ah! Oh, Don Tiger, you're back. Oh, that voice, it's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. I'm sorry, Don Tiger. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and... She got a death wish or what? Oh, right. Huh? Forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing. What? I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear? That's so unfair. Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan. I have a feeling she's related to... What was it? Why do I get the feeling she's related to this to this family? Maybe. Ah! Phoenix Wright! Yes? You was either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now you's gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He was my phony. But I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? You should have left the little girl at home, right? I have a few things I want to ask. No question. This is the last time we meet. Wait, please. That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him. Like you're one to talk. I didn't hear you scream, hold it, either. The espresso. Ah! And cookies. This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was the tiger called? Over Violetta? So, I'm kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. A conscientious rate of interest. And an attractive repayment policy. Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender. Hey, Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright and Company at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for our starters. Why don't you take out a loan? Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much. Tender Lender is on your side. So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right, I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember, I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. At least you're not gonna kill me for it. So, do you know about the incident we were investigating? What incident? Well, a man was in a restaurant just near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager. The manager being the tiger? Furio Tigre. Furio Tigre? So that's where her tiger thing comes from. Zin Imp's got a real name, Nick. Hurry up and find out more about him. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigre? Cookie? Sure? How do you like my cookies? I bake them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours. No, ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and this scary girl doing working together? We are lovers. That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice. And I owe Don Tigre my life. He is the one who saved me. The tiger saved you? Please address him properly as Don Tigre, otherwise I have to... Okay, Don Tigre, of course, I'm sorry. He saved your life? I'd sure like to know how that happened. I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died once. You died? About 4 months ago. The doctor said to abandon all hope. I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the river Styx. But Don Tigre saved me. He gave up everything. Everything? When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso.
Still wonder about...
Oh, what's in coffee? So, is that why you've got that bandage around your head? This? So what's the story with the bandage? They put it on after the operation. Operation sounds like brain surgery, probably like a cancerous tumor. It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury. a fatal injury? So probably something related to an accident. Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once? Four locks. She really creeps me out, Nick. Same here, but we've got to find out the truth. I wonder... I don't know if I have enough to move forward yet, so... Telling you now, you can't break them. Oh, boy. There he is! Old Seedy's back feeding pigeons again. There! Take this! And this! And get out of my park! Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya. Just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can. What? Why? Hello, old man. What are you doing, Maya? Huh? Ka! Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in the court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo. Pigeon. Ka! Any more than 2 locks is a safe bet. You need to explore all options before breaking them. Okay. Look, we really need to talk to you, alright? Out with the demons! In with the good fortune! Ow, 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 ow! Seeds, shell splinters! Painful! I always knew you were a demon, Maya. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Ha! Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now! A dirty old man who was so busy looking at servant girl's backside. Then he can't remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal! Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw what I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder in the young lad's avocado. We hear you. And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles. We're really sorry. So I made a little mistake about the vase. So what? You know what I saw? I tell you! Okay. Take it easy, please, Mr. Cooper. Don't tell me to take it easy, you specky-haired brat! Take this! You said you were a craftsman, right? A lot of world-class honest craftsmen like me aside in the droves. He still has things to say. No shit, Sherlock! Surely it's not that. I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the Shoguns. You hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one! Actually, I'm kind of into the same situation myself. I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his ear hole. Objection! Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood is all. I got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out! If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Actually, we've got places to go, things to check and stuff. Maybe another time? Fine, whatever. Just don't forget. I've got a tsunami's worth of grumbling to do. Yes. This girl right here is really looking forward to hearing it all. Honest. What? I never said that! Come to the place where I work then. Here, bring this along with you. What's this? It's covered in seeds. A discount coupon for a burger? You really want someone to grumble at, huh? Although, it is a burger joint. Still nothing. Maya, Nia, shot at Wolf, too. You didn't finish talking to him. I thought I was... Oh, brother. Okay, whatever. I'll suck it up. Guess I better let him talk. So there's not much to call for craftsmen nowadays, then. Of course not, you idiot! All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. No, did you not see the lack of a check mark? Yeah, I saw the lack of a check mark. I just didn't think I would have to worry about starting it up again immediately. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? God damn it, man. Ow, come on. Hey, cut it out! Well... Buy some bread now, that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why do people say what they mean? Get lost, that's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see? At home, at that restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Shut it, Muntz! Wait a minute, what did he say? At home and at that restaurant? Hold up, by restaurant, are you talking about Tribulations? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Yes, I did, the very day that young brat was poisoned. What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, and that young lad slipped over the table. The servant girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see? Then the owner shouted it over to me. Excusez-moi, you call the police! Call them yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time. So, did you end up calling the police? Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Ha! Do I look like I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course. You went looking for one? I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes? So for 5 minutes after the incident happened? Yes, sirree, the owner was at Tribulations on his own. Why didn't you mention this in the court this morning? Well, I would have if you give me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom! Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. Wait a minute! If that's the case, there's more. I got more to say! Oh yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame. You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious, which leaves that man, all alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Huh. Oh, sure, you go ahead and say it was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, huh? We need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Can we talk with Maggie? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Wright! Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you? Was it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember the incident, anyway. Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today? That it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomber, Maya. That name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication that's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn L., collapsed, right? Yes, it was so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew that was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations? No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old CD wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to call the police. Exactly, and you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. Ugh. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know, the things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old CD. I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you said you just felt much better. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table... It's true there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. A woman? A woman! Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy? Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Oh, yeah, I've got something you're going to love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox just for you. Here. Wow, a lunchbox? Weenies, too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort in making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules, no gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. The rules are the rules. They lock you up if you break them. Somehow, when an ex-cop turned a waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But... She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But... I guess so. Well, how was it? That hit the spot. I love weenies. Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Oh, boy. Anyway. Anyways, but I'm incarcerated now. I don't pick up much information here. All I can help you with now is the menu at Tribulations. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't let your spirits fall. Ah, is that your attorney's badge? Actually, it's a fake. Holy smokes, that's it! Huh? That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright. You got duped by this? But it's a completely different color. And what about the fact that it's made of paper? He said the badge got a tan as well. Oh, while he was in Hawaii on business. I'm beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Nope. Holy smokes, that's him! Huh? That's your phony, Mr. Wright. Just look at that ridiculous suntan. For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how. He told me he'd been on business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan. I'm not hearing this. Mr. Armstrong was very good to me after I was fired from the force. I can't believe someone as nice as him could have anything to do with this. Well, the time between victim being poisoned and the police being called. The tiger is also, double Phoenix's age. Eesh. The only person who was on the scene that had the chance to do anything was Mr. Armstrong. There was no one else there. Mr. Armstrong, he wouldn't set me up, would he? Nope. Ah, that's the victim, isn't it? The day was the first time you've ever seen this man, right? Yes, I'd never met him or seen him before then. I just happened to be the waitress who served him in his coffee, sir, that's all. It seems he was a computer programmer. Really? I'm useless with computers, completely hopeless. I don't know any computer programs. Did you need programmers? Well, that looks like about as much as we can get out of her for now. Let's see if we can... Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again, but the place is open for business. Can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Gudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Mr. Gudo, we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose? Yeah. Yep, already saw that. Doesn't look like there's much to do here. Precinct, huh? The main server just went up in smoke! Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already! Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet, too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief! But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas. It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No! Just when Sun Guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal? Detective Gumshoe. Can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? Got big problems here today. Why? What's going on? It's a virus! A virus! A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. I really need to ask you some questions. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up. Yes! No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear? Okay. If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. We're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information. Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender Letter is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark, and it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts. Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. All right, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did you just say? That lady? Who's this lady she's talking about, Nick? Better find out who the story is with this lady. So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know. What? Look, I just go with the flow, all right, pal? And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine, I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean like it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network, so the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible. I have a feeling that damn chief of police is somehow, unwittingly playing a role in that. Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot, so he catches a cold. Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really should do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Oh, what? Where? When did and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it. She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she? That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name is... I knew it! Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Oh god, that is a mob boss if there ever was one. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini is the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis? That's one scary sounding name. We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. Better get some more information out of Gumshoe about this family. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They've got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. You can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah? As in, they're pretty much in control of the cash of the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes Tender Lender, I take it. Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting. So Viola is the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Udo loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tender Lender? I don't know, pal. I heard she and the boss of Tender Lender are pretty tight. Tight? I have a feeling I know what the case is. There was a repair... there was that car repair bill to the Cadaverinis, and I wonder if there was some kind of background quid pro quo to basically owe a life debt to the Cadaverinis. That's what it said in a file, well, I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Sorry, pal. Can't discuss anything connected to the case. Eh. Wow, I really fast-forwarded on that one. That's the name of the virus. MC Bomber. What? Yeah, the virus that just infected every computer station in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? Yeah, that's it. The stupid name. I remember it now. I thought so. Here it comes. Just not to keep that. What's going on? It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it. Yep. Okay, now we can... Now we're getting somewhere. G-fucking-G. We already knew about the MC Bomber virus for a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld will be, I guess. Now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All the stuff with criminals and viruses. It almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. Apparently, the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the roots of this virus on the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions? A virus could be worth that much? Well, it is a technological weapon of mass destruction, so no surprise there. Oh, I can't believe it! I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Lunchbox? You remember the weenies? Yeah, those weenies. So, how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch? Huh? Well, it was delicious. Yeah, that's what she said? Really? Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I made a jumbo lunchbox. Oh. Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this? This sure is a heavy burden in more ways than one. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with that joy when you bring her that. Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all these too. Gumshoe's lunchbox given to Maya. Again. I really can't eat anymore. Anything else? Yep. Eat your weenies, Maya. Oh, Maggie's gone again. Yeah, I can't eat sausages that often myself. I brain farted there. Vitamin Square, that's where I was. Wait a minute. Wait. Possibly. Okay, not exactly what I was thinking. excuse me, you let me get 1,000,000 of my grumbles off my chest, and I take one quick look. I'm glad I don't have frustration to do this. Ready to rumble. Ugh. Oh, brother. Okay, so you can answer this. Do I have enough to potentially break the locks at the moment? Or is there some exploring that I've yet to do elsewhere? I think you can break Lisa's locks now. You mean Viola. Wait, you mean Lisa Basil? She didn't... Did I stutter? I didn't see any locks appear when it came to Lisa, unless there's something... Okay. I wonder. Oh, jeez. Nope. Nope, not that either. She doesn't know anything about that. Okay. What is the supposed trouble? I've already tried... Nope. Stuff related to Glen Elg. Nope. She ain't gonna say... She ain't gonna let us break the locks. But I didn't see any locks on her. About Mr. Elg. Was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry, why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. He said he's got himself in trouble because he was a bit of a loser. Well, you missed the convo. 3 psych locks. I guess Mr. Elg was like every other man with his own pile of secrets. Ow, come on! So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Glen Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak with someone in customer service. What's she talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's trouble have something to do with this? Take that! What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets. All losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral. Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? But what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glen Elg, he had a gambling habit, didn't he? I think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Elg's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, wasn't it? Take that! The lottery, horse racing, he bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? She's sweating bullets. Maybe bad enough to get to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps? No! Yeah, you are right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example. Do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, did he, for $500,000? Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the end. But that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. In deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. Well, there are a couple that come to mind.
Take that!
Furio Tigre, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with businesses should think hard before naming their offices. Like you're one to talk! Yeah, Blue Screens Incorporated doesn't really scream good. Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No, no, no. I mean about Mr. Elg. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigre? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know any connection between the two of them. Really. I got proof that Mr. Elg and the tiger knew each other. The only really strong connection was the CD.
Take that!
That's not it. Well, what do you think? I'm not sure. Let's ask one of the programmers. Excuse me, can you answer this man's query, please? The data queue that manages the systems for troubleshooting requires that. How do you set up the meeting? Okay, so I'm afraid this is the situation, you see. Do people follow all that? Not even slightly. What was all that mumbo-jumbo? It's like this my programmer explained. I'm guessing I picked the wrong piece of evidence there. How did he set up the meeting? Meets with the tiger.
Take that!
Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would want to talk to him about would be his debt. No! It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000? Ouch! But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. This is the kind of debt problem that would have thrown you into the Squid Games. The program in question, was it by any chance this?
Take that!
Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. No! Glenn's head had more processing power than in any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 of debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations. Where did you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would have probably fetched several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable. Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar. This was his deadline for repaying his debts. MC Bomber updated in the court record. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor. Are you serious? Past that kidney stone yet? Could have at least thrown them in the trash, Phoenix. Yeah, Even Maya I read Maya's mind. Use the trash can, Nick! I guess since we're past that, I don't think there's anything left to look at here. Go to Miss Cackles. Ugh. The crime boss's granddaughter. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? That's pretty banged up. That was the first thing that came to mind. Nope. Donuts? Huh? I baked them myself. Homemade donuts. Have one. What's inside? Jam and... I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. I guess that was a flop. There must be some piece of evidence that'll prompt her to tell me what happened. Get what? Get a donut offered to Phoenix by Violet. Oh, brother. Something to do with this. So it's not that. Car repair bill. That's the only other thing that probably comes to mind in terms of something that could have seriously... Yep. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. She got injured by the weenies. Oh, God. This bill is made out to the cadaverinis? Yes, it is. I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the cadaverinis have to do with me? Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. All right, then. Your relationship with the cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. I know exactly who you are. Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars, and someone pulled out in front of me. Ah, so the scooter got smashed up by the looks of it, and probably she lost control, and that's where the accident happened. It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try and avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right? A boot to the head. I don't know. What happened to them? They ran away. Or so I heard. Ran away? If they'd stayed, I'd have... Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been... It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident. It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he? It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Take that! It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged, among other things. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, have they? It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true. I knew it. But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Very, very, very expensive. She seems kind of hesitant about giving an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Don Tigre told me, Lone Shark on scooter is so hard to imagine. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. I have a feeling it's going to swerve back to Udo. Family crime syndicate, granddaughter of the head syndicate. That is someone you do not want to cross.
Take that!
Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but thank you for the pets. If you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money? Ow, hey, come on! What was that for? Oh, counteract the pets, you bastard. $1 million. Four months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. He got it all right on his own. Yeah, aside from that little flub up at the very beginning, I was able to piece it together there. Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months. I worry about the ones he'll encounter later. It couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks? My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. But I knew that wasn't really true. Wow, I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him. You helped him? In what way? Here, take these. What are these? Medical papers? I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He made an offer. He simply couldn't refuse. Viola's medical papers added to the court record. $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. Wow, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Is everything all right, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this.
Bonjour, I've been waiting for you to return.
Mr. Armstrong.
Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. I'd like to ask...
I'll rewind that. Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you fellas.
Ah, it's in help.
Damn it, man. Slow down.
Who you calling Zin up?
Ah! Come out from under the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers now. Uh-oh, I think he wants Viola Cadaveri's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaveri trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad, and it ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's 2 of us here. You got that? 2.
Oui.
Mr. Armstrong?
Forgive me. That's all. I cannot argue with him.
That really hurts. Is that all you, Scott? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait. Don't take it too hard, Phoenix Wright. That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal! Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think you were gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Ah! Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe! Ooh, keep it together. You guys, get out of here! Leave this guy to me. But go on, pal, and take this. You get hurt? Who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? All right, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind! I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tender Lender is going down. To be continued. January 8th, 9:46 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. No, that wasn't doubt. That was determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You'd better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Hey, pal! Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How do you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you love... it's the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. I was wondering when this thing was gonna come back. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. This is a small bottle that turned up in Trebienne's kitchen a couple days ago. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. I wonder if that's the ear medicine. And it doesn't smell. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it the poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Aha! Figured. Topical use only, apparently. For ears. You mean... Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? I kind of wonder about the bait and switch. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour, and they might have gotten something on the prints, but... that's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Today's trial. I'm going to expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. I remember in an episode of CSI Miami, one used eye drops to poison someone. Yeesh. Order in the court. Will everyone please rise? Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Cop number 1. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday, we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand, but according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Goodell. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Huh. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Oh, very well. Let's let the first witness take the stand. Oh, Armstrong. Oh, great. And you are... Oh, bonjour, everyone. I am John Armstrong, the owner and the chef of La Tribulations restaurant. Chante. No one is impressed! Fuck the order. That order has now gone out the window with this witness. Forgive me for asking, but are you a woman? Ooh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am leopard and perky gentleman. No? And I want an order of fries, don't we all? On the day of the incident, you were in Trebien's kitchen. Is that right? With you, monsieur. Huh? Huh? Everything feels right. Huh. Wow, he's totally unfazed. Does anything intimidate this guy? Very well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Tribulations. Oui, volontiers. When it all happened, there was two customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decos that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses. I would have seen everything in reverse. No? Mirror? Oui, un grand mirror, la enormous mirror. And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? Is way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me! Now then, Mr. Wright, you begin your cross-examination.
What the flying frick is this?
Well, all right, let's press. And who were the two customers exactly?
My, of course, the young man who died, and the other, not so young man.
You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. What about the other man Maggie says saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. You were experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about that before today?
Oh, I'm not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur.
Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before?
But I did just a few moments ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decorature? No, Art Deco. It's a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about the interior design. Walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing.
Ah, yes, of course, that deco. I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant.
As if the pink as fuck color wasn't enough? Jeez. I mean, I might call myself a flamboyant fat fuck, but good grief, that's even more pink for my liking.
I was planning the most bold remodeling of La Decor.
How big of a mirror are we talking about? Arrow would make it a lot better. How big of a mirror are we talking about here?
Oof. Something about 4 meters wide and, about 2 meters high.
Let's see, if 1 meter is about a yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge.
I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually.
The ceiling? Is there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember.
None. But I decided not to go with it in the end.
What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? Press harder. If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies.
But
Objection!
You didn't ask, Trite. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What?
A mirror was delivered to Tribulations the day before the incident.
Really?
As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. As it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end.
This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Tribulations, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime.
If you want to doubt someone, Trite, look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough.
So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object.
Objection!
Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, Trite, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with a mask over here? Well, Trite? Not the hair! I do not have a top knot! Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting in an argument.
Bien, logic as one la day.
Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse? Oui. Hey, Nick, we should take a think about what old CD said in his testimony. How did he rephrase it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong, it was his left ear, without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup in his left hand. If he saw everything he described reflected in a mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh? And that clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess. Does it?
It's kind of hard to believe everything is the fault of a mirror, but do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection? If he did, he would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We just gotta dig deeper.
Hold it!
And who were those two customers exactly? Nope. Huh.
Is there anything related to the old man's testimony? I'm thinking. If that was the case, then the partition we would see a mirror in the partition, but we don't. So I kind of have an inkling I know where to go with this, but let me just review my evidence further. That's all that was gathered today, so probably not that. Start somewhere. Let's give this a shot.
Objection!
Nope, that's not it. The hint is about the mirror, but unless something new has popped up since then. In one of the other... Nope.
Hold it! Objection!
Even if the premiere was at the restaurant, and it doesn't prove that it was there the day of the crime. So, it would have to be a piece of evidence that would prove that it was not present. The only thing that jumps to mind is the crime scene photo, which shows that the partition is clearly just a plain wall.
Ugh, I hate to use a chance already in here, so what am I supposed to be looking for here? Or what am I supposed to point out? La Cup and Elg. Jesus.
Objection!
The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you could lock me up if I'm wrong, it was the left ear, without a doubt. So to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactamente, you see, monsieur? Now that you think about it, it's not so odd, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Order, order! Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye.
Objection!
How bitter. Trite, you should have a taste of his bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase, sorry, apology, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear! Huh. Well, Trite. Ugh. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought he was old Seedy for a moment there. Good, that was good. Oh, for Pete's sake. Enough! I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash and must serve his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found was just a rash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at the La Planza Le Restaurant. Lords, is everyone sitting comfortably? Oh God. La Mire, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There's only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victim. That was la seat at the table next to la victim's. That was where the old man was sitting. After that terrible incident occurred, I moved La Mire so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. Really? I see no problems with the explanation we have just heard. The table next to the victim, Sister Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquet I am. Confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. Ugh, I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Well, yes, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. Oh, good, it kept the intro out. Oh, oops.
Hold it!
So, run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? Oui. Oui? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way.
Objection!
Look who's talking, Trite.
Huh?
You're obstructing my view, among other things. But this is my seat in the courtroom! Tresbian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you are the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Like you, trite. I tell you, monsieur, la mirror was there in the middle of the restaurant. There's only one... And where would that be? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Ooh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boy. Oh, boy. How old is this guy, supposedly? Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer. Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I attract the older ones too, you know. Handsome. Shall I tease you too? Ugh. This is getting uncomfortable. I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. I bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Bien, I will tell you, there was only one seat for which you could have seen. So why can't you only see the victim from that particular seat? Nice, monsieur. It's obvious, no? If you look at the plans, you will understand. La victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would have seen everything, no? So that's the seat old Seedy was sitting in on that day when the poisoning happened. The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kind of odd? Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police? Oui, exactement. I carried it out of the restaurant then. You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself? What can I say? I know how to pick things up, handsome. Godot actually laughed at something. Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it is possible. Well, Armstrong gives it away too. Do you remove anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong? I look like the obliging type, no? Are you sure about that? I touched nothing except la bière. Mr. Wright, is there something witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Suffering from a case of heartburn, trite? Oh, I have just the thing for that. An oil with golden mirror and frankincense. Add a few drops to your coffee and voila. Enjoy. Do you feel heavy? Heavy wish is wish-making fairy. Focus, Phoenix. Breathe. I just need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. Pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. Oh, Mo, stop it. You think so? But Maggie didn't, and neither did old Seedy. Then the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Tribien that day. Now I've just got to prove it. Somehow. I did not touch anything else. I have a feeling this is the contradiction.
Objection!
No, that's not it. Damn it. I am not doing really good this time. Prove somehow that the mirror was not in the restaurant that day. that was taken after the fact. Refresh myself on the push. No.
Hold it!
This is really starting to get on my nerves. Next to it, that was odd. But he said that he broke the vase. So if that was the case, then this table would have the... If that was the case, then this table would have the vase broken and apart. So I feel like it's gonna come down to either the crime photo or the old man's little testimony. Let me give this a shot.
Objection!
Yep. Your Honor, Mr. Kudo's words yesterday strongly contradict Mr. Armstrong's testimony. This is the letter of apology that was written by Mr. Kudo, is it not? I realize it looks useless, Your Honor, but this is still testimony. I guess useless people are only really good at identifying useless things. The crime photo would have worked too. Yeah. What relevance does a scrap of paper have to the trial, Mr. Wright? Mr. Kudo's testimony is actually very relevant to the question at hand, Your Honor, because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. Thank you for the bits. Oh, great. I gotta follow up with something else, too? I guess this crime scene photo has to be it. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we have heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist? Huh. Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Now then, if the defense would please clarify the statement. What is something that should not exist in this photo? The vase.
Take that!
There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court could see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not in fact sitting at the table next to the victim at all!
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, Trite, that's impossible!
That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribulations that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie! Mon Dieu!
Objection!
Don't try to confuse the court, Wright. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary, in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There is no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he could not hear? You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that mirror wasn't in there, trite, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. Oh, boy. Alright, let me... Well, I don't think it would be the ear doctor made a mistake. Jesus, would it really be the victim was a I really hate to be running out of answers right here, right now. Ugh. Well, out of stamina at this critical juncture. Yeah. I'd hate to be paused up and waste chances here, so feel free to chime in on this. What would be the case? I'm strongly leaning on two possibilities, but I don't think... The center one doesn't... The victim was a phony. That's what I was initially thinking. Let me change my lights here. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet... I think there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Trite, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elgin acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was...
Serving girl brought him a Jalapeno, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
It's so hard to believe, but... There was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection!
Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but... It's also true the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Ooh la la, this is the most difficult for me.
Objection!
No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Tribulations that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events of the restaurant that day. Ooh, He's gonna wee. And we hit the crescendo. La victim, Monsieur Elg, came to my restaurant alone. Remember, the old man arrived not long after Yin. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mon Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. There was no time for a phony to do the acting. I believe you mean Allegro. Oh, thanks for that clarification. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. It was the man, pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up correctly. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please, cross-examination themes come in moderato and allegro variations. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Was he alone at his table as well? I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Trite, yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden.
Hold it!
By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? It comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You are most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more. So, old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask him about his arrival in more detail. Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh, I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. Crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., non? Hold on a moment. Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You're wonderful. Aha! I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can't I? The time of the day will be added to a witness's testimony. Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do, I can do it for you.
Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? Merci bien. Can someone translate that? I'm kind of wondering what that means. I have a feel that that's supposed to be... my French is a little rusty. I already forgot what bien and très bien means, but at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Not long after, just after 2 p.m. But here's the thing though. Okay. Just French for thank you very much. Time of death between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. I feel like, well, let me just go ahead and press on that. I feel like I'm on the right track. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. Merci. You absolutely sure about the time? When I think of it odd, I am sure it was just after 2. Oui. It is la time I stopped serving at the lunch menu. Quite right. I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. Ah! I guess you should never get between a hungry judge at his lunch. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. But I remember shouting, yes, $500,000! Presumably the defendant heard that too then, correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dog. And what about Mr. Kudo? The old man choked on some birds he's got stuck in his throat. Seems we now have yet another incident on our hands. I guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act. We know for sure once we find a hole in his testimony. I have a feeling there's a couple of things that stand out, but the one glaring thing was if he arrived after 2, then he would have completely missed the radio announcement for the lottery. I think that's the contradiction.
Objection!
Bingo! I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. What? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oui, that must be the show Mon Elg was listening to. Monsieur Elg. I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder... Huh? You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Thank you for the pets. Oui, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, Wright, if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m., and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30? Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy would have occurred after 2 p.m. because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over, there's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murderer. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Tribulations that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elg, acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how would you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection!
Quite a performance, Wright. You are almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What's this? Musical Theory 101? Yeah, I would like to know that myself. Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glenn Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell all of this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glenn Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion.
Objection!
Thank you, Mr. Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? Is there anything that stuck out? Nah, that'd be way too far-fetched. That somehow it was hiding under the table. But, anyway. According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. That customer was the phony Glenn Elg. Then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Ah! The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. The question is, do I have anything that would prove that? Somehow shrunk into the prescription bag? I doubt that. Nothing sticks out. First, where is the body of the real Mr. Elg concealed? Oh boy. Oh boy, this is gonna get tricky. Alright, let me save here. If it was hidden somewhere inside Tresbian, everyone would have noticed that. If I had to give an answer, would I have to say where as well? Possibly. Oh boy, this is a very tricky one, so I think... Because nothing stands out as to where it could be hidden. Part of me kind of wonders if it was hidden actually out beyond Tresbian, but I'm not 100% certain. Because I'm looking at at my evidence in grasping at straws, so I will use a chance. Chime in. Where? Here, outside or inside? It would be inside. It would have to have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Tresbian. Interesting. But where could it have been hidden inside the restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Hidden in the kitchen. The food was so bad that the body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where is the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location?
Could it be that it was probably hiding somewhere that affected the taste of the food? That's really the only thing that comes to mind. Unless it was this.
Take that!
Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No. I had never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use la very best bottles, monsieur. It's the highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Tribulations. Quoi? But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day. You can't be serious! The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle matched the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. What? Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, did you just say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu! Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to be defended by client Maggie Bird, however. You were still setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back! No! Try saying that 5 times fast, yeah! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg? Never! I could not do such an horrible thing! No! Mr. Godot, I need a drink myself there. The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? Then I'd like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I'd like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It's a trap. It is a trap. Listen to me, por favor. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? No, absolutely none! Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. Oui, it's clear. What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this? Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. And here we go again, the Allegro. It is true, I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. Oh, I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. You were forced by who? I cannot say or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elg died, was he really the only person at his table? That was. There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oui, I carried him, and I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there. But why did you hide the bodies?
Hold it!
What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If he won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man?
Hold it!
And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, Monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment? A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that! And a bit too male. I cannot finish cross-examination without examining his reason, so I'll just have to prove it with evidence. Well, that's very easy to prove. There was a reason why I could not refuse. It was because of this.
Objection!
You have $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is this true, Mr. Armstrong? Oui, je suis désolé. I was weak and I borrowed the money. Thank you for the pets. This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything if you were asked by this man. Furio Tigre.
Take that!
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you. Oui, it's as you say. Mr. Armstrong, La Tiger, it told me it was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repaid his loan. I didn't know why he repent like that. I just did what he told me to. I had no choice. I carried the body of the inconscient Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It's despicable. Mr. Godot, you will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that it can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. "30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see it to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, trite. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. To be continued. Oh boy. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try to see this through to the very end here. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe! What are you so jumpy about, Detective?
Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair, just calm down, all right? I can't stand and still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Ugh! No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back there to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you've got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But, Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me?
Take that!
If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on these? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
Oh yay, dirtbags! Court is now in session!
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, do you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on! He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for that. Ah! Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya, unless there's room for me down there, too! Would you mind? What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in a judge? What? I didn't say nothing! Gonna get... Yikes. I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell got me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was... the judge... Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me! I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Ugh. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Oh, for fuck's sake, Maya. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about that stinking incident, mask boy! You mean you didn't attend to the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas! Of course, well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Oh my god! Get the judge out from under the table, damn it! Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You's the one who set this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Goes under the bed. Not you two! Get out of there! Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick! Oh, for Pete's sake. I know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. You just want to check my alibi, just ask Violetta. At last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, please. Arrgh! What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting like that. I know the kind of games that guy in blue pays. Please, that lowlife. Hey, ain't no lawyer, he just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. And you's gonna borrow the cash from me! That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. I don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger.
I love a good spectator spin. It's just a minute. That's really not. This witness is... How could I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side, and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours, too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
You's better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of the witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya?
Okay. So, I'm gonna guess, much like in the last game, where there was that tell with that one clown as to what to press and what not to press, there is a similar tell with Furio here to avoid a penalty.
Just think, all you have to do is press him on something irrelevant, and bam, 50,000. Get real, Maya. How about you pay the money then? Your allowance should cover it. Hey, I'm not, idiot, you know.
Well, I'm certainly not the one who thought the 50,000 was free money. Anyway, I need to work this guy without pressing his testimony too hard.
But his testimony is pretty solid as is.
I admit nothing jumps out at me as a contradiction. I've got to find an opening somewhere, or I need to make one. I have a feeling I found the sweet spot here, but let me try it.
Hold it!
By Violetta, you're talking about the Cadaverini families?
Yeah. You don't want to cross them. You just gotta want...
Can I give a tip to your theory on the penalty? I might have potentially figured it out. Because he's squirming, like, he's really squirming, so I feel that's the tell on what's to safely press on him. Everything else, he gives a defiant or icky look.
Yeah, you don't want to cross them, or you're just gonna wind up sleeping with the fishes. Once the Godfather finds out you've been dragging Violetta through the mud, he'll do you in.
Sorry, I couldn't quite put it all together towards the end there.
He said that just like Viola, didn't he?
I get the feeling this might be the right to probe about her.
It's too dangerous to press things without knowing where they might end up.
I better just focus on gathering information at the moment. Now then, Mr. Tigre, would you mind repeating your testimony from the beginning, please?
My free time ain't free, you hear? You better remember that. If I miss that bus, someone's gotta pay.
Okay, what's the tip other than that? Okay, so it looks like the penalty actually comes into play if I press too hard after the fact. Given the option to press as hard or the penalty hits. Probably. Okay.
Hold it!
I don't buy that you haven't ever heard of the incident that occurred at Tribulations.
He's got a big mouth, right? You was trying to say I was in on some mob hit? Is that what you're trying to say? Where's your proof, then?
Evidence, yes, well,
For an attorney to make an accusation in court, he must have evidence. That's from Loan Shark to Lawyer, a beginner's guide, yeah?
I see you're a studious type, Mr. Tigre. Very good. Why don't you ask him to represent you sometime, trite? What should I do? It's too dangerous to press without knowing where they might end up. I better just focus on gathering information.
Hold it! Now!
Very black. Leave it. I thought I already switched.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my schedule. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says. So that's where I was. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he's doing on the day of the murder, so now what? Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess, given the penalty system, that, given the penalty system, it's either press to get some information before presenting evidence, and do not press hard, period, point blank. Is that it? All of my time in the office. I don't think so. I already found the contradiction there.
Objection!
No, that wasn't it! Well, that was shit.
Hold it!
I missed that. So I take it you get a lot of customers at your black market loan office? Stuff for little guys these days, small businesses. Bosses of companies like that want to get good with me. I'm their best friend. I see. That's very admirable of you, witness. Yeah, well, tender lender's motto is win through compromise, you know? Win through compromise? What's that supposed to mean? Compromise the customer to win. That's what it means. You got it? With the best friends like you, who needs enemies? Here, let me spell it out for you all. You don't pay me back within 3 days, Spiky, I'll take what's due and your stupid hair. You follow what I'm saying? Ugh, I'm not one of your customers. Leave it. Maybe presenting it might, maybe pushing harder on this will bring up an opportunity. Mr. Tigre, what's yous want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection!
This is a dead end, Wright. You know it. Remember the rules.
Objection!
No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day, too? Maybe you say, listen, of course I was. I never set foot outside. I means all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, the court asked you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. Now I think this is where we can present it.
Objection!
Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glen Elg, but it appears that Mr. Glen Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you indeed know one Mr. Glen Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad. You was actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I could do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You just calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Ruh-oh. Ruh-oh. Ruh-roh. Okay, apparently the judge went Scooby-Doo. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen the kid before is the truth?
I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth.
Huh. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh, yes, would you mind indulging the court witness?
You never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. I ain't no lie, I never met Glen Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I ain't never been to that Tribulations joint use here.
I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You have arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's gonna straight to you, right?
Never? Not even once?
Not even once. I was in my office the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in a kid's coffee, capiche?
Do you think he really didn't meet Glen Elg? Not likely. Because I'm convinced this guy's behind the whole thing.
So you mean that whole testimony he just gave was a lie?
Of course. So we can't afford to give him time to think of ways to plug the leaks in it. I've got to nail him while I still can. Yeah, I already figured out the contradiction. You don't have to worry about pressing a penalty anymore, thank you. You hear? Oh, really? Then explain what I found on the carpet the other day.
Objection!
Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What's you talking about?
We found them in your office at Tender Lender. Thank you for the pets. They're from that restaurant. Look, if you've really never been to Tribulations before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing in on your desk?
You've been snooping around in my stuff too, wise guy! What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me!
Order, order! Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you?
Ah!
Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me.
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
But listen good, all right? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid.
Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
I'm this close to proving it was him.
He did meet Glen Elg that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. And we hit the Allegro.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it! If I wait around any longer, I ain't gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
No problem.
You were saying about that penalty? I feel like that's still gonna come up again.
Anytime Trite presses you on something relevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job! Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call it guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir.
Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know, since you's paying.
Oh, man. Doesn't rule the law mean anything around here?
Well, Nick, what do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press it fast before he has time to think things through. I've got to come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful of what you press on, though, or you'll get penalized, okay? Let me look at... refresh myself on something here. I might be able to gather some info. You mean you saw Glenn Eld's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches! Round watches! I gotta pollute my paws with some, ticket head pecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Ah, what'd you see? Square watches! Is this guy for real? Look, all I need to know was something bad was going... Look, all I needed to know was something bad was going down in that place.
Hold it!
So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? Tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? There are matches just inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor Gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry.
Hold it!
You went straight back? Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What you trying to say? You trying to tell me you ain't guilty of nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this! The courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? Seems you've done it again, Mr. Wright. Another relevant line of questioning. I must impose a penalty accordingly. Damn it! How about a penalty for those 2 jokers and the garbage they keep coming up with? Well, Nick, what do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think things through. An ugly scene.
Objection!
The witness has already told us, Trite, which makes the question irrelevant. But... I limit myself to 17 cups of coffee during a trial. That's the rule. You better limit the number of times you take a penalty, Trite. Or your guts will look like the inside of a chimney. Ashen! Don't make me burn you again, Mr. Wright. Damn it. I guess I shouldn't have pressed him on that. Guess I'm gonna make that special express after all. So to recap, this ugly scene you saw was... Okay, so it looks like these 2 statements are the ones we were able to press on. But I gotta hit him with a contradiction. But where would the answer lie? Alright, I guess chime in chat. What am I supposed to be looking at here? Nothing stands out. The guy was laid over the table, and then floor plans.
Hold it!
You mean you saw that, Okay, so I pressed it, but nothing jumped up. No, the way you're wording that is like I should be pressing it and then present something during that, but nothing else came up. Unless the floor plans... Let's see here. Yeah, because the moment he opened the door, he wouldn't have been able to see it. Well, I already pressed, so it should be then in presenting this.
Objection!
Yeah. You're something of a loan-collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So from the entrance of Tres Bien, you wouldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection!
Wrong! Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
Objection!
But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim and he had just killed and acted out of a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? Huh? Oh boy. You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo? In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. I literally have only one shot left at this. Oh boy. I ain't gonna let this go on long enough, so feel free to chime in here. I figured it was gonna be him himself, but I was kind of doubting that.
Take that!
Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is the king of the jungle, so I dare you to come and say it. Come on! You got the guts! You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre! It's the defense! Go on and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? Sounds to me like you... It must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, don't leave me alone to handle this alone! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot! Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. Oh, brother. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no. Sorry, girl brought him a Java Cheeto, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuous. Put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee.
Objection!
Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Huh. Found your pen at last, Trite? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed 2 people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenelg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenelg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? There's only one person that could have been.
Take that!
Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She is an employee of Tender Lender. You're making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home. Oh, you better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Thank you for the pets. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, had stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour later after it was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice! Once for real and once for show! And Mr. Furio Tigre is the only person who could have committed the crime. It's you! Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute! Sorry? You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, Wright? But you's missed one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him. You's here? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Huh. What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Are you serious right now? Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened to that day on Tribulations between yourself and the victim? Oh God, please tell me I don't have this press penalty anymore. Yeah, I loaned Elg cash, about $100,000. That day we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won! $500,000! He got lucky, you know. Real lucky. That waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned Mr. Oak was $50,000. Yeah, well, you's got the egg to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't ever any reason to kill the kid. If I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? So the tiger was meeting Glenn Elk to get his money back. If Mr. Elk had just given him the lottery ticket, that would have been the end of it. Yeah, so what's the tiger's motive? This is the big one. If I don't manage to undermine his testimony, it's all over for us. Why would he have to poison Mr. Elg? And why did he loan him the money in the first place, when he knew he couldn't repay him? The waitress, you mean the girl with the glasses in the defense chair? Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom. Over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. What do you mean things would have been done and over with? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash! I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I could tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect on what you just said. Tiger's motive, huh? Well, this is probably the only thing that comes to mind, because it was the only thing that was in his office. Where is it?
Objection!
So, you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after. Thank you for the pets.
Objection!
What are you getting at, Trite? What else could the moneylender be after other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that at a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Several $1 million? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elg had no way to repay his money is crucial. What? Glenn Elg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program? Exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Shrike. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million? This is it.
Take that!
In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, thank you for the pets, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Ah! Order! 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 You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Huh? Did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. What? Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre, he knew it. But, then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy! He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird, and they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef would have been kept in the dark about it.
Objection!
But Mr. Armstrong was in it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order, order! Silence or I will clear the courtroom! Just put on a good show, Spiky! Huh? If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt! I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that! I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was the trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? This is really the only thing that steps out. The paper badge. That's the only thing that steps out. Going one step to act as the defense attorney.
Take that!
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone would be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Thank you for the best. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen.
Objection!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here was a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? Huh? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
Have you no pride, sir?
Objection!
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Ugh.
Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Oh boy. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. No! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious, sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far! You say he impersonated Glenn Elg, you say he impersonated you, but none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ah! Ha! Sucks to be you, Wright. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit, but I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Huh. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness is cross-examination over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre. Hold it! Your Honor, sir! Wait! Detective Gumshoe? Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Is it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? And apparently he shoved Mr. Tigre out of the way. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so, do you know who the prints belong to now? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us, they're the tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tiger's paw prints, all right. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry, this is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Elg's coffee. He already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. Oop. I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's all right. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Well, I mean, looking at... yeah. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie! You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get you out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Order in the court. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? So it's coming down to one last piece of evidence. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us, naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can we? Think, Phoenix? Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to into no court before, but you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I really ain't back to the corner here, but maybe if he thinks he got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive evidence to the court. Well, it's the only other new piece that we have. Let's give it a whirl.
Take that!
This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, the interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What?
But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Just saving it in here. Oh, I gotta do some file cleaning after this. Everyone here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints are on that pink, fancy-looking bottle? Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell is in it anyway?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains...
Oh boy.
The victim's ear medicine would probably get him off the hook. If we're gonna do phony evidence, then we're probably gonna take a whack at the potassium cyanide answer. Am I right on that? Yes, this is your answer. I'm pretty confident in what the answer is, but feel free to chime in. Is that correct? It is the potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
No, no. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. That cyanide bottle was brown and was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
Got him. At last.
What? Why has everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle...
Is the bottle you're referring to...
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gotta find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go.
You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
You just don't know who you messing with? I'm the tiger! I control millions of dollars on the black market! You think I'm gonna let some jumped-up suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all! Oh my goodness. His breakdown moment. Did he just busted the lights? What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, Trite. I've saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Ah, not again! Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. God damn. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by its toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is truly a frightening criminal. The truly frightening one. Is that defense attorney over there? Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. But wait!
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, I was... Well, I guess I'd be heading off then. See you around.
Wait up, detective! He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's all thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. I wasn't even of any use! But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles.
Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
Can you put a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all this.
I want to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
I've got to prove her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her that little present to celebrate her freedom. This is the only thing that comes to mind.
Take that!
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
A present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies. You know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know.
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Yeah, ain't that the truth? Almost an hour overtime. I completely underestimated how quick this was gonna go.
Is it okay if I eat this now? So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good.
Persona 4 got HD version come February. Oh, nice. So the case of the phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. The end. And so we're on chapter 4 of this one. Turnabout Beginnings. Oh my. And Edgeworth is back. And in that new dapper suit that we saw. So, we'll go ahead and pick up on this case next time. After I probably do a little bit of data shifting around here.